Hi traders, this is Gomathi Shankar. Welcome to Chai with Traders. So this is a podcast series where we invite real genuine traders to share their experience, knowledge, little bit of fun and much more. So without wasting time, let's get started. In today's episode, we are going to speak with Virendra Sehwag of Indian stock market, who is popularly called as King of Scalping. So he is none other than Mr. Sivakumar Jayachandran, founder and CEO of OI Pulse and One Click. So he is having more than 15 years of trading experience. He is an entrepreneur and he is investing in a lot of startups. So there is a lot more to learn from his experience. So without wasting time, let's welcome him. Welcome, Sivakumar Jayachandran. So we all know that you are the best scalper in our country. So can you take back to your life before entering into markets?
To start with, I was not a born trader. So basically, I'm a hotel management graduate. Initially, I worked with various hotels in Chennai, especially in Taj, Radisson, and so on. Then I was not enjoying my life with my friends, actually. If you remember in the hotel industry, all the holidays and other things, you needed to spend your time in the hotels. So you may not be able to meet your friends because the friends will be available on the weekends and you needed to be there on the hotel because that's where the crowd will be coming in. And I was not enjoying myself. Then I decided, okay, so I needed to move from this career. This is not going to be giving me any like in a long-term relationship in terms of the friends and the family circle and so on. That's when I decided, okay, let me choose something else. And whatever the money that my parents spent on my education at that time, it was pretty high actually. Then I told my father that I'm not enjoying myself. Whatever the money which you guys made me to study this course, I've earned enough. Now let me choose my own career. Then I decided to, from almost, I was earning around 15, 20,000 at that time, including the tips which I used to get it because I was in the F&B, food and beverage service actually. Then I thought, okay, let me choose my own career. At that time, my friend was working in an BPO. Okay, so BPO was just a starter. This I'm talking about in 99, 2000 period actually. So it was a BPO was just a starter at that time. Then, okay, let me give it a try. And that was into US medical billing and all those processes. So went and attended the interview. The HR guy told me clearly, like, this job is not going to be for you because you're already a qualified professional in the hotel management. So you needed to choose something else. Then I told him, no, please, just give me one opportunity. Then he asked me to do a typing test. I went and did the typing test. Unfortunately, they were looking for 50 words per minute. A guy who was handling in the kitchen, the spatula and other things, my speed was around 5 to 10 words because I was just finding every key and then typing it. Then that guy said, no, 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 this job is not for you. We wanted at least 50 words per minute. Then I told him, you just give me a job for 3 months. Don't pay me any salary. If you guys don't find me improving, then you guys sack me out. Then somehow that guy believed in me. Then he said, okay, I will clear the first round, but there is going to be a personal discussion and also group discussion, which you needed to clear for you to proceed further. Somehow in the group discussion, there was a topic came. There were 6 people sitting in the hall. Somehow, like in myself and another guy, we were dominating the topic. We were only speaking. We are not letting the other people speak. Then we both got selected for the finale round. That is a personal round. So in the personal round, like there were 3 gentlemen who were interviewing us, and they were all curious, why did I quit that job? Because that particular job where I was earning 25,000, here the salary is around 2,500.
Oh, okay.
The salary is 2,500. I said like that I don't have a fixed timing. I needed to go early in the morning, and I do not know when the banquets will get end, and I needed to sometimes do double shift, and they will promise me a weekday off, which I will never get it because some or the other person will fall sick, and I needed to fill in for them. Then all those things was not keeping me healthy as well, and I was also missing my family and friends. Why did you choose this? Because I was looking at my friend. He was having a Saturday, Sunday off. He was only working for 8 hours in a day. And then he was all along like in playing street cricket, and then he was playing football and other things. I just wanted to go back to that life actually. Then one of the gentlemen laughed and then he said, okay, we will give it a try. We will offer you, you come and join. But what made me, I think that was the moment when I felt if you don't want to go back to the hotel industry, what you needed to do, you needed to strive hard to be better here so that you can't go back there.
True.
Because if you're a failure here, then parents and everybody will say, you have studied hotel management, go back to that. Then I made sure that like this particular job I improved. And then I think in their particular company which I started, I was the first employee to got promoted within 4th month itself, from a probation period to confirmed employee.
Okay.
And almost my typing speed also increased. A guy who doesn't know computers at all, somehow like I managed it within 4 or 5 months. I was able to do it. Within 1.5 years in that company, I was able to move up to a group coordinator to team lead level actually, which was a record at that time. Nobody has achieved it in that short span of time, which I thought if I don't want to go back, then I needed to strive hard, right? That's what has forced me. And interesting thing is, we had only 8-hour shifts. Sometimes I used to work for 14, 15 hours. And out of interest, when you're doing it, with the passion, you will enjoy it, which I was not enjoying it in the hotel industry. Though I worked there for a couple of years, but I didn't enjoy the way I needed to be enjoying it. But that gave me the start. So that was a period wherein from hotel industry, I moved into the healthcare. So it was a revenue cycle management process, which we needed to handle the US healthcare billing claims from India. So it was in BPO work. So all the claims will be sent to India. We needed to make sure that the claims are sent to the insurance company correctly, get the insurance payment paid, and then credited to the doctor's account, and then get a commission out of it. That's how the entire process works. So that process was going on. And when you're like wanting to grow up the ladder, I got another opportunity to be a part of like in a startup company in Bangalore. So it was a large entity. They selected around 15, 16 people. So they hired me for a team lead role over there. I thought, okay, let me give it a, because life, I always wanted to face like test some challenges. That's when I thought, okay, let me move to Bangalore. That's when like me and my wife, we both moved to Bangalore. We both started working together there because I met her in the previous organization. So we started working together. And after a couple of years, when the things were going smooth and steady, one of my like a subordinate, he was working under me. He's a team lead. I was a manager at that time. So he was saying me like he used to come in car actually. I used to wonder like, and this guy is getting only like in a single salary. He is not married. Whereas me and my wife, we both have been like married and we have been getting 2 salaries. But still, we can't afford a car. But how come this guy is able to afford a car? Then one day I quietly asked him, "What is the secret? I know you are not from a wealthy family. You are also like came from Chennai and you are settled here. How come you are able to buy a car in Bangalore?" Boss, I used to get all the salaries and the incentives and other things. What I do, because no other expenses for me, I go invest in the markets, and I used to put everything in the markets. Some stocks double, triple. Those days, this is like I'm talking about 2006, 7. Those days, if you touch anything, what has happened in 23, 24, it was a similar period in the past. So you go and touch any real estate stocks or any Reliance group of stocks or anything, everything will rally like crazy. So that's how the guy made tons and tons of money. And then that really like can give, wow, if this guy is able to make money, someone who's subordinate to me, and maybe I think I should also be able to do it. Then I told my wife, this guy is doing this. I think stock market will give us some passive income. In the long run, we also needed to think about, because the only way to convince her is, I told her, if I'm able to earn money here, I don't think you needed to work. You can be at home. You can take care of the kids and other thing. That is the only way you can convince her, right? So that's how I initially started it. Then I asked her, we had some savings. We wanted to buy an house before like our child is born. So we thought we will save something and then we'll buy an house in Chennai. Then we had some around 10 lakhs in the savings. I said, I'll take 1 lakh out of it. I'll double this 1 lakh to 2 lakh or 3 lakh. That will be very helpful for our interiors or anything. That's how I got into the markets. I told my friend, I don't know anything about the markets. What are the things which I needed to look at? Was there is nothing to look at. You just needed to look at only one page. What is that? You needed to open the Bloomberg page, like in the Bloomberg portal, bloomberg.com. What do you watch? Yesterday night, see what Dow did. If Dow has fallen, today our market will fall. If Dow is in green, today our market will be in green. That is the secret. If the market is falling, we have to short the stocks. If the market is like booming, then we have to buy the stocks. How will you choose the stocks? boss, if Nasdaq is rallying, we'll buy tech stocks. If Dow is rallying, we'll buy like the smaller companies and other thing, which is part of the Nifty and other thing. Okay, done deal. Then I told him like, and what are the stocks which I should invest? Then he showed me his portfolio. There are some stocks which he was holding it, and some of the stocks were showing like 40-50% loss. I told him, why are you holding 40-50% loss? Boss, these stocks again will boom. Don't worry. Then that gave me the confidence. If this guy has bought a stock at 1,200 and he's still holding it, why don't I buy it at around 600? The same stock was available at 600. Then I bought it because I'm getting it at a 50% discount. Okay, so that's how like and we started investing and then stocks started falling. Then I realized, oh no man, this is not happening. I'm losing money there. Then he told me, boss, don't worry. Get some more funds. We will average it. We'll buy some more stocks as well and we will average. Slowly the portfolio from one stock, it went to 5, then went to 10, then 10 to 15 or something. We had close to 15 odd stocks. We both used to buy. If I buy like based on my capital, I will buy 10. You will be buying like in a 5 or 6. That's how we kept on averaging it. Then one point of time, without initial 1 lakh, I asked my wife's approval. After that, I somehow needed to double the capital, right? So without her knowledge, I started taking everything and then I kept on averaging it. Then one day I realized this is not working out. That is the time wherein the peak of 2008 crisis, the Satyam Saga, the Lehman crisis, everything happened. And those days we never used to see the Nifty PE ratio and other things. So if Nifty PE ratio is higher, we should not be investing much. If Nifty PE ratio is lower, we have to be start investing, even sell our kidneys and invest. And the period at which we entered was high. And then slowly the Nifty PE ratios were crashing. I think it went almost to 8 or 9. Okay, so that is the lowest which you would have seen it in a decade or something. And usually that is the period you needed to beg, borrow, steal and put money in the markets. But what as a novice investor I did, thinking that I'm saving the last 1 lakh because the entire 10 lakh which I invested became 1 lakh, 9 lakh loss. Sitting on a 9 lakh loss, then I thought, no other go. This is the period I at least needed to save this 1 lakh and give it back to her. Then I booked the loss. The stocks which I bought it at 600 came to 120 or something. Some of the stocks which I bought it at 800, 900 came to around 150, 100. Just sold it. I don't want to see any stocks with me. But out of the 10 today, maybe 5 or 6 would be not even be in the picture because JP Associates is not there, Unitech is not there, RNRL is not there. But I had Bajaj Finance, Reliance, and then some ICICI, Tata Motors and so on. Out of which, even if those stocks would have been disregarded and if you'd have just hold on to the remaining ones, today I would be like easily having like a 5, 10, 20 CR easily. But any noise investor, what they will do, they will not be looking at the long term because you are currently looking at a passive income to run your family. That is the biggest mistake which we all do. Why 90% of the stock traders fail? Because they all think that coming into the market, I'm going to be earning, supporting my family, or like try to pay my bills, something to keep the kids' education and nothing. That's the bad decision which people will be doing. Those days, yes, even I do not know. Then I thought, okay, let me just do all these things. Came out of it. I couldn't tell my wife that I have lost money in the markets. Then I asked my friend, what shall we do? Because there is another instrument. Stock is a long term, but there is a beauty there. You just have 1 lakh. These guys will give you 40x, 50x margin. What is that? We have to go into F&O. Why? There you can buy quantities like this. Every month you will have an expiry. Those days only monthly expiries were there. You will have every month expiry. But only thing is, if the stock goes in our favor, we will be rewarded. If not, then initially you will say like in the beginner's luck, right? So we used to trade at the stock options and then some futures as well. Some of the stocks, what we used to do is, 1 lakh which I used to have, within a day we used to get 20,000. Imagine 1 lakh and 20,000 if you are able to earn, that is like in a huge amount. Then we started calculating 20,000. Then within 1 month, if you are trading continuously, we can make around 2 lakh minimum profit. Then within 5 months, we can recover the entire loss. That's how the calculation. That's like, and we thought it was going to be such easy because initial 1 or 2 days when we were doing it, whatever the stock options which we bought, everything rally. Because he told me like, boss, yesterday night Dow rally, today our markets will also rally, go buy this. We immediately buy.
The same secret strategy.
Same secret strategy. No other questions. Then After a while, 4-5 days, sixth day, like in the, what to say, the stock options which we bought, prices started falling. The margin call came, because up to 1 lakh they will be like able to. Once the 1 lakh is threshold is done, the broker said we are squaring off. And we used to have the broker at that time as IDBI Paisa Builder, that we used to buy one lot at 60 or 80 rupees per lot, brokerage alone. Okay, so we paid a heavy brokerage. The money is gone, everything is gone. Then we were literally panicked actually, because we never thought that we can lose everything within 5-10 minutes. Every action has happened. Then he said, then I told let's quit the market, because this is not going to be our cup of tea. Then 1-2 months we went back. We went into our own shell, and then and we were thinking about how to tell my wife and other thing. Then somehow we got some incentives and PBVP bonus and other things from the company. And again another 1 or 2 lakhs. Then I told him, I think we'll do one more try. Anyone who's in the market, this is the mindset actually. Any beginner, this is the way the mindset will be. Because you feel that you have lost money in the market and you needed to recover from there. And as if you know the person whom you lost also, but you never know that you're not going to get that, and that money gone is gone. It's another expenses actually. Most people doesn't think as expenses. Instead, they think that somehow I will be able to get that money back from the markets only. And we all have the attitude. We tend to go fight with the market. No. Today I gave you 10,000. Tomorrow you have to give me the 10,000 back. But that is not going to work. And what we did is, this time we didn't believe ourselves. Then he came at that time and told me, boss, there is a website which I found. The name of the website name is, I still remember, ShareTipsInfo. ShareTipsInfo.com. I don't know how many of you remember that. Those days, there will be a lot of portals which will be publishing sure shot calls, HNI calls, 100% sure shot. Based on this, the package will be also be varying. One will be 2,000 rupees, another one will be 4,000, another one will be 10,000. 10,000 package, they will say, in a week, we will give only one call. You take that call, you will get 100% return. Other calls will be like 20%, 30%. We'll initially ask, which package should... No, we'll go with the first basic one. We'll try for a month. If everything goes well, then we will. So the plan is, we paid around 2,500 actually. We shared, both of them shared that 1,250, because we thought, okay, we'll take only one. Once I get the call, SMS will be coming. I will. Those days, WhatsApp was not there. Only SMS tips. Okay, SMS will come. I will immediately message you. You have to immediately take the position. So we both are ready. Paid the money. Monday morning, first call, and they will do a follow up as well. First call, ICICI Bank futures. We had close to 2 lakh, and he said whatever the margin you will be able to get, use everything. Then an ICICI futures, some 250 rupees or something. He asked us to buy the futures. We bought it, whatever the money, the extra money and everything. Within 10-15 minutes, the loss was showing us around 25,000, 30,000. He said don't worry, hold. If you have some more money, put it, again average it. I said okay, I will have 50,000, I will average it. Done. I asked him, he also averaged. Done. 40-50 minutes, the loss is 75,000. We had 1,50,000 in the account, and already the loss is 75. And I was calling him. I think we may get the margin call from the broker. Now we needed to really ready to call this guy. We called him. He said don't worry, boss. So first they will pull down, and then they will take it higher. By end of the day, you all will be in big profit. Within 45 minutes, 1 hour, 1.5 hours, money is almost gone, and we are trying to call this guy. He is not picking up the call. And that guy phone is switched off. And that day, within a day, we lost the entire money again. Then we realized, oh no, market is not my cup of tea. This is literally going out of the game. And anyone who has come into the market, we always have the tendency that once you lose, you will not be able to focus on your job as well. If you have a permanent job, you will not be able to focus on that. You will start to worry about that. How should I balance my family? How should I tell my family? And how can I recover this money? Because it's not in a day you earn that money. You earn that over a period of time. Okay, and losing it in a short term, that is what most traders will feel the hit actually. They wouldn't be feeling bad If the money would have been gone like in a 5,000, 2,000 or 500, 100, then they would have felt like that is another expenses which is being done. Imagine you are ordering a food in Swiggy today and for paying 500, that's a different ballgame. Will you be like in going and asking Swiggy guy that, no, yesterday I paid 500, today you give me the 500? No, you don't. It's an expense. If that money would have gone like that, we would not have considered. But if the money is going, the 10 lakh is gone within a month, and then the entire 1 or 2 lakhs which you got it for a 1 year bonus is again gone in a single day, those are the things will start to hit you. Then you will start to question your ability. Though you might be successful in your own space, whatever the work which you do, you might be successful. But trading and investing is a different animal where it can test you to the core. You may be the best physician in the world, but you may not be able to handle the trade the way it is. I, in fact, got a call like in a couple of years, 3, 4 years back. This is from an cardiac surgeon from AIMS. So he told me one day on a call, Shiva, you asked me to do 10 or 15 bypass surgeries today. I will be able to do it. And he is around like in a 60 or something. I'll be able to do it. I don't know, for some reason, once I take 1 or 2 lots, my answer started to shiver. I don't know why. I told him, it's not because you are a master in that. But here, you think that you have become a master and you think that you will be able to decode everything because you are already a cardiac surgeon. I know everything. But market is a completely a different animal and you will not be. And he says, when I see the 500 rupee loss, my heart is not able to accept it. I told him how much you are earning. That is like in running in lakhs and crores, but still I'm not able to accept or digest this loss which is happening in the market. Then I told him markets is something wherein you just needed to work it out in a way wherein you needed to understand and go with the passion rather than thinking that there is no need for you to earn money in the markets. Only thing is you just wanted to know how the markets is and nothing, you came in. But don't feel like you needed to earn to survive or anything. That is not your requirement. There are people who come into the markets to do all those things. If your belief is not going to be like making money and just to enjoy, then market will treat you well. And he also changed his approach after that. That is something which will happen eventually. This process continued, and then we started losing again. And somehow I took the guts, and because my wife was about to deliver a baby, and I have to tell her because she was thinking that when the baby is coming in, she was going to take me to a new house. So she shouldn't be in the impression that I'm going to be taking her to a new house, right? So I told her nothing is going to be happening like that. All the money is gone in the markets. Then she told me only one thing. Sure, when we came to Bangalore, we didn't had anything because we came on zero at that time. We in fact I took an hand loan from my father-in-law and then repaid it later. So she told me that like we never had anything. So you lost everything. I know you. I believe in you that you will be able to build it again. That literally gave me the confidence. Okay, at least not for me, at least for her. Then I needed to prove something. Then I started to work in the healthcare, whatever I was doing it, and then moved to Bombay for a couple of years between 2010 and 11, and then came back. And we had our own firm. Actually, for 4 or 5 friends, we started our firm, and I was managing the operations. So we were all running the work and everything. As a head of the company, you do not have much work to do, and that is when I again started to come back because that time I think we slowly started to settle in life as well. And when you're running a company, you get a lot of free time as well. When you delegate the work, that's the most important thing. As a leader, you needed to delegate your work rather than you doing it yourself. And we started getting time and we started to explore the markets again. Because somewhere in deep in my mind, it was always hurting me. Shiva, you have lost that much money there. You have to somehow recover it. In fact, whatever the money which I lost in the markets, what I started doing is between 2011, 12, 13, I started doing a SIP. In the sense, I was investing in stocks. Like, and say, for example, every month I would have picked like 10 or 15 stocks, allocate the funds, and then keep on investing it. So I used to do it for 2, 3 years. And third year before, I think the Trump came into the picture, first term, I booked because we do not know because Trump was like even at that time he had like a lot of people said Trump is going to be a nightmare and other things. Even if I still remember that particular night when the results came in, there was a big crash happened. On the same day, the recovery was double. In fact, those who played on the options that day, they got completely punctured. And that particular day, yes, I squared off all my portfolio and other things. I think I made around 2x of the gains, more than whatever the losses which I made. And that literally gave me the confidence. Yes, investing can give you like in a lot of good returns if you are like in a common patient and you needed to like wait for a longer term. That is a different animal altogether. But trading is always something which will give you a kick, because as a trader, when you are taking a position, when you're looking at a particular position, it always gives you a kick. But I used to have lot of things which was going against me. Why? Because I was a buyer. I never tried selling because one of like in a few of my friends who were trading along with us, they all lost big money in the Satyam saga because they were all shorting the puts and they couldn't square off their positions. So everything was settled at a higher rate, and these guys have to sell their properties to settle the dues to the brokers, which literally scared me. That never ever do selling. Why? At least buying, you have the limitations. Now you have all the controls, and the regulators have put the controls on other things. But those days, you do not have any controls, in the sense the price will get frozen and then it will keep on opening up in the next level. Imagine if you're shorting it at around 4 rupees, and if you're placing your stop loss at 6, the stop loss jumps will be happening. Straight away, it will open at 10. You can't even close your position. Already you've placed your stop loss at 6. It will open at 10. After a few minutes, it will go to 15 or 20, and then it will go to 40. That particular day, it was keep on going it. A guy with like in a small capital, he has to shell around like 27 lakhs at that time, which is a huge money. Okay, so those things literally made me shit scared and told me, Shiva, you're never doing it. You can do anything other than selling. So if I'm going to be doing buying, and there is always a myth, right? People used to keep saying that like only sellers can make money, buyers can never make money. Imagine if a seller is making able to make money, he has to sell the product to someone. And if a buyer is keep on losing money from all along, how will the market survive then? If there is a seller, there need to be a buyer. If there is a buyer, there need to be a seller. Without that buyer and seller, the market cannot exist. So that literally gave me the confidence that yes. And there were like in a few handles which I used to see there. These guys were like, they were also like in making buying, and they were able to like make money. If these guys are able to make money, if I'm not able to make money, the only difference is they have the knowledge which I don't have. Then I started focusing on the knowledge aspects rather than just believing it on Bloomberg, like in a whether it is like in a big green or red. That's not going to work. Then we started understanding how the Dow evolves, like and why Dow, why other markets look at the Dow. Even yesterday, when the Dow fallen like close to 4-5%, the entire world markets, because US is considered as a mother market. So you needed to look at the mother markets. But there are days similar to yesterday, the mother will be sad at home, but we will be having a college cultural. That's the reason our market was happy, because we are not at home. Imagine if the entire family is at home, then everybody will be sad. But you are having a college culturals and you are out of the home, so you are having a field day. That's how our markets had a day yesterday. But today, we are back home. Today, I think the market has been falling. So it's the reality check. So the Dow is a main picture. Then I needed to understand the other nuances. So then I started understanding, apart from the day, there is a Dow which is also operating in the night time as well. That is the Dow futures, which trades almost 20 hours in a day. So it opens at Nikkei. When the Nikkei markets open, the Japanese market, Dow opens, and then it shuts shops maybe in 1:30 or 2:30 based on the daylight saving time. So almost 20 hours you will have trading for the Dow future. Okay, I needed to track the Dow futures. Then if you are looking at the Indian markets, we had like only certain indices which was offering. Rather than looking at stock futures, stock option, I think where I will focus on one element and then try to master it. Those days only Nifty was available. Then try to decode. And the Nifty is the worst index to trade as a buyer. Okay, because the sellers will be able to absolutely control that, because any index which is having a lower index value, imagine if Nifty is like when we traded, the Nifty was trading around 4,000, 5,000 odd levels and it went up to 7,500. 1% move, it is 75 points. Imagine as the 75 points, how will you be able to adjust your positions? And I think it's very difficult. And I think at that time, the lot size were also around 150, 200 or something. So it's very, very difficult for you to buy and then like an average, and the prices will be keep on moving. Even to scalp, you will not be able to be possible, and they will be like grinding it. And it's a monthly expiry. They know how to take it slowly. The time theta and everything will be like an against you. And that literally like an made me as a buyer that yes, whatever these guys say is true. Buyers will never be able to make money. That's when I think the Bank Nifty weekly came into the picture. Okay, if the Bank Nifty weekly would not have been in the picture, maybe I might have also quit the markets. Why the Bank Nifty? Because Bank Nifty came with a higher index value. This one was 4,500 something, and this one was around 10 or 11K. So higher the index value, 1% move here is 40 points. Here it is 90 or 100 points. So at least you have an edge over there. And the volatility was initially higher. And yes, for the first 6 months, it was very difficult to trade in the Bank Nifty, but later on, it took some time. Why? In Nifty 50, you have to track different stocks and different asset classes in different areas as well, sectors. But in Bank Nifty, if you are able to track HDFC, ICICI, Axis, SBI, and one more which is there in the sin, then your job is done. You don't need to look at all the 50 stocks here. So if you're able to at least track 3, your job is done. So if HDFC and Kotak going in one direction and the ICICI and Axis going in another direction, which is clearly an management, like it's an index managed control move. So you need to be really careful. When all the banks go together, then that's going to be a trending day. When all the banks falling together, then it is a down day. So if you are able to track all this, then yes, the job is almost 50% done. Even then, when you're going to be buying it, on a particular day, the index should have moved 1%, but your stock option, like in the index options, will not move. Why? Today, the index like moved almost 150 points, but my stock prices, like in the index prices, are not moving at all. Then I understood there is something called IV. So implied volatility. If the IV also goes higher along with the price, then I understood, okay, it can give you the rewards because the buyers are coming in. If the price is like, only on the stock futures, the price is moving. But if the index options prices are not moving, that means if the IV is low, more and more positions are getting created. The sellers are creating more position. Those are the things which took me some time to understand and all that. Once you understand, yes, then you have the edge. Then again, holding your positions for too long, that is not giving me the edge. Then what I did, okay, if I 90% of the trades when I analyzed also, your winning trades is only for 2 or 3 minutes, but your losing trade is beyond like 20 or 30 or 40 minutes. Why are you holding your losing trades? If your winning trade is only 3 minutes, losing trade also should be within 3 minutes. That's how I understood, okay, I needed to limit my position. Then later on, I understood when I go for a quick trade, entering and exiting within a smaller time frames, then that is called as scalping. So then I started to understand this is how the scalping works. I needed to try to understand more in detail and then started working on smaller time frames, added few indicators to see which is giving me the results or nothing. Few indicators which I added were not giving the results, similar to the IV story. Then some indicators I removed it, some added it. And then later on, I understood any given time, VWAP is going to be the most crucial indicator because that is a volume weighted average price on any given day where the big money is playing out. So if the big money is keeping it above the VWAP, then mostly the bullish sentiment. If it is below, then it is a bearish sentiment. Then I needed to know whenever they are breaking the VWAP line, whether it is done with the volume or not. That if I'm able to see it, then I can make the move on either side. That's how I understood and added few indicators like the super trend and then the parabolic SAR, the volume weighted moving average and so on. So all this made me an edge. And from 2016, I started to understand myself and started doing it as a scalper. That's how my scalping journey and the entire trading journey started.
I hope everybody will be having a friend like you had.
Everybody will have it. Some or the other way, these guys are the ones who will make you do good and the bad things. But at the end of the day, they are all friends. And today, I can proudly say, if I'm sitting here and talking to you and other things, I don't know whether if I would not have been in trading, I would have been just another regular guy in working in another organization. Maybe I would have scaled up and I would have done some important roles. But to become a personality and then be in the stock markets and guide so many people in the last 10, 15 years, I think I owe it to him actually. Without him, but yes, he brought me into the markets, but it took me several years for me to understand and sell steady. Yes, it was like a hard one, but lost a lot of money at the passage of time and then started to earn as well. But it will take its own sweet time. And many traders who come into the industry now feels that like within a short 1 to 2 years they will be able to make money, but it will take a lot of time. Trading is a slow and steady process, and more the years you are going to be there in the markets will make you like in a real what to say polished diamond. Actually, nothing can do it. Only the markets will make you a diamond until and unless you're just going to be a stone. So many a times the stone is like in a halfway done, and then they are all gone. Only few people are surviving. Those are the real diamonds which you will find it in the markets.
So, as a person who was finding it difficult to type 5 words per minute, how this scalping was as like icing the cake for you?
Yes, the healthcare helped me a lot. Why? Because I was a data entry operator and we used to have a target there we needed to enter the CPT and ICD codes. That is like in a procedure and the what to say diagnosis codes which we needed to enter into the system, provider system. So we have a target there. We used to enter 300 codes in a day. That is in an 8-hour shift. We have to enter because when you are reviewing the data, you needed to feed the patient information, review what is the data available, and then for the corresponding, you have to find the procedure code and then the ICD code, which will be like an ICD book. This will be this much big. You needed to memorize the entire book for you to gather that. If it is a heart procedure, what is the code? If it is a fever, what is the code? If it is an X-ray, what is the code? And if you're entering a wrong code, the claim will reject it. The money will not be getting paid to your provider, and you will also be thrown out of the job. Your error rate is like we needed to maintain 99.7 or something actually. Only 0.3% is eligible wherein you can make a mistake. With that kind of a pressure, when you are able to do it, and it like I almost did it for several years, which gave me the confidence that yes, if I'm able to do 300 in a day, and our work is mostly on the number pad. Okay, so number pad is going to be something which I was so used to it. And once you are able to do without seeing the keyboard, then off your job is done for the scalper. Then that made me easy job for me as a scalper. But again, as a scalper, I needed to choose a system which is suiting me. I think I tried many other platforms, but one of the best systems for the scalpers will be the Nest platform. Unfortunately, Nest has been like in a downsize by several brokers, and brokers are not offering because the Nest they are not providing support to the brokers as well. But Nest is one of the lightweight, user friendly, and scalper friendly platform. Till one click came into the picture.
So, you are the founder of OI Pulse. So, OI Pulse has become a tool for most of the option traders, especially buyers. So, what gap did you see in the market which inspired you to create a tool like this?
Okay, so OI Pulse would not have come into the picture if NSE would have continued their old website. We all used to take the look at the data from the NSE old portal, where the data will be at a 3-minute time frame. So they provide the data every 3 minutes. Then when I was looking at the new portal, there was in the old portal it was quantity. In the new portal it was lot size, and the even the data whatever that comes in the initial period, no, when the NSE introduced the new website, that time it was the feed was not coming correctly. Sometimes the page used to be blank. Sometimes the page errors and other things. Then we used to get frustrated as a trader, especially as a scalper. We need the data to be quick, so that we needed to go take and calculated decisions and so on, which we were not getting it. Then we inquired. Okay, then the NSE portal at the time they said like, if you guys wanted, you can buy the data. Okay, you can buy 1 minute or 3 minute data. Wow, you have 1 minute data as well? Yes, we provide 1 minute data as well, but that will be coming at a cost. Then yes, initially we thought, okay, we'll buy the 1 minute data, and then we bought the data. Initially, it was for my personal use. As a scalper, I wanted to build something for my personal use. We bought it, tried it. Then, in one of my sessions, I was just showing it to few mentees. Actually, they said like, "What is this? This is a new tool which I've developed for myself." Then they said, "No, no, 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 no. You can't keep it with yourself. This is amazing. You needed to share it with everybody." That is when we thought we will commercialize it, and then we went for the commercial license and everything, and we built the product. Yes, initially it was a product which was built for scalpers and buyers with few features. Today we have close to 70, 80 odd features which covers every government in the game, like including the buyers, sellers, and everybody who wanted to explore. OI Pulse provides for all the traders across, not only for index, it is also for the stock futures as well we provide now.
So there are so many indicators available in the markets. So what are your favorite indicators for scalping? Already you have talked about few indicators. So can you elaborate how you use that effectively for scalping?
First and foremost, as a scalper, many people think that we trade all through the day, every candle we trade. No, not necessary. Even for a scalper, you needed to know when to enter, when not to enter. You need the momentum to be there. So we use only 4 or 5 indicators. On the charts, what are the indicators which we use? We use VWAP, that's a default setting. And then we use parabolic SAR, that is just to denote, because that will be the first indicator which will be giving me a clue whether it is going to be on the directional change happening on the buy side or on the sell side or the futures. Then super trend, we use it on a 3-minute time frame. The multipliers will be 10-2, and then volume weighted moving average 20. So these are the 4 indicators which I use on the charts. Along with that, RSI, a simple RSI, and then the OI data combining with the volumes. So what are the things which I normally watch when the market is moving up today? For some reason, if the market is bullish, I used to know whether all the indicators are below the candles. Okay, so the candle should be there and then all the indicators should be below. If the indicators are all below, that means it is giving me a buy signal. Plus, RSI has to be above 50 to 75. If it is giving me a buy signal, RSI should be between 50 and 75. This is on a 3-minute time frame. Anything above 75 to 80, that is the area wherein I can book my profits. 80 and above, it's overbought zone. I should not be entering. Similarly, on the downside, if I am shorting, then the RSI need to be between 40 and 25. Between 25 and 20, I will book my profits. Below 20, it is a oversold territory. I will wait for my re-entry again. And open interest, if the market goes higher, along with the open interest also goes higher in the future, that means it is a long build-up, then I can go and buy it. Market goes higher, open interest goes lower, that is a short covering, again I can go and buy it. Market goes down, open interest goes up, then that means it is clearly a short build-up happening, then I needed to short the futures or buy a put or sell the calls. Market is also falling, OA is also falling, that is a clear long unwinding happening. Usually you will get to see during the end of the month or when the expiry is about to happen. In those scenarios, it is going to be an advantage for the sellers, not for the buyers. So if you are able to decode all this, combine with the chart along with the OI data. So that is how we take the calculated decision. So even in OI Pulse, when you are looking at it, we have created a page called Connecting the Dots. So in that particular page, we have connected all the dots, whatever the indicators which I have mentioned, everything has been connected, whether it is a green or a red. So all the 10 indicators, if it is in green, that means it is a clear bullish sentiment. I can go ahead and buy. So we look at all these things and then we take the trading decision. It's a simple term, but when you're using it, in the long run, many people ask me, Shiva, how come you are able to track so many indicators in a 3-minute time frame? You have 3 full minutes to track and then execute your trades. So any point of your time, you know where to enter and how to enter. So, and if it is bullish market, I keep the VWAP as a final base level for my stop loss level. If it is a bearish market, again, when it goes up, breaking the VWAP with the volume, we exit the positions. So in terms of the volume, earlier we used to track for the Banknifty. It used to be whenever you get 2 consecutive bars of more than 50K, third candle will be my entry with the first candle low as a stop loss if it is a bullish one. So once you are entering, you can easily scalp for 40-50 points because usually the bullish moves will give you 40-50 points, and 1 or 2 trades in a single day, it should be more than sufficient. And for the Nifty, we used to track 125K. This is based on the historical volumes, but now the things have changed. Only Nifty is able to match the volumes, but Bank Nifty, since no weekly expiries is there, now not many traders are trading in that. So we are currently focusing on Sensei. Sensex also, we are using the Nifty charts because 80% of the Sensex components are already there in the Nifty and it is giving like an equal weightage. Maybe like in a plus or minus minor variance will be there, but mostly if you are able to use the Nifty charts, then Sensex will also be a good option. The reason is, as a scalper, you needed always a higher index value. Imagine if the Nifty is at 20,000, 1% move, it can give you only 200 points.
Correct.
Sensex can give you 800 points. As a scalper, it is easy to scalp 80 or 100 points here rather than looking for a 20 point here.
Correct.
So that's the reason more the index goes higher, it is going to be an advantage for the buyers and scalpers, not for the sellers. That's the reason the sellers sometimes scared about getting into Bank Nifty or Sensex when there is a wild move.
Okay. So how do you plan your stop loss? Because especially on expiry days, the premium decay will be very high. And as a scalper, maximum you might be scalping anywhere between 20-30 points. Then how do you plan your stop loss?
Okay, this everybody have their own strategy actually, because that is how you all will be able to find your own edge. For me, when I was losing money, because every like in 4 5 days we make money, one fine day we lose everything. Then I understood this is not going to be happening continuously. If it is going to be happening, you may not be able to survive in the long run. Because if you ask any trader, including me, we would have blown our accounts hundreds and thousands of times. If you're a buyer or a seller, you would have blown it. The reason is the market works in a pattern. We all think that we have understood the pattern. Every day, what they do, they take the market higher. We try to buy, but it would have already gone. Then it comes near to the support territory. We buy it. Again, it goes up. We book our profits. Next day comes the same story. It comes to the support territory. We buy, and then it goes up. But fifth day, what the market does is they know that like this guy is going to do the same thing. Fifth day, it will come to the support territory. You go buy. It will fall further. You go average. Every day you are only buying it for 1 or 2 lakhs. But today, just because it has been falling, whatever the money that you are having in your account, you are deploying everything. By the time you realize, you would have deployed around 10 or 20 lakhs. Every day your profit was only 2,000 or 3,000 rupees, but today your loss is close to 1 or 2 lakhs. Why? Because you were not looking at the way the things have happened. Instead, you started to think that somewhere the market will reverse, because every day they were reversing.
Correct.
The market patterns will keep changing. Only thing is you needed to adapt. In this scenario, imagine if I would have placed with the stop loss and then exited the position, my position sizing would not have increased. And at the same time, my losses would have also minimal. But those are the mistakes which any trader would do, including me. Then I understood, okay, this is not going to work. How can I control it? If my winning trade and losing trade is within 3 minutes, then it has to be a 1:1 risk reward or 1:2 or whatever that is there. If it is 1:1, first and foremost thing, what I thought is, what if the money which I made yesterday? Imagine yesterday I had like in a 10 lakh, out of which I made around 10,000. That 10,000 will act as a morning stop loss for me. The opening trade, if I'm taking some trades today, that 10,000 profit which I made yesterday will be my stop loss. If you are thinking like that, then your capital is protected. Then you will feel that you are playing with your stop, like in the money that you have earned from the market.
Correct.
Then there might be a question. What if yesterday is a loss? When it is a loss, then you can think about 10% of your deployed capital, not the overall capital. Whatever the capital that you have deployed, imagine you have 10 lakh and you have deployed only 1 lakh, then 10% of that 1 lakh can be thought about as a stop loss, because as a scalper, you needed to ready to take a risk. And many will say like in your risk reward and everything, each and every one will have their own approach. Something works for like in a Shankar may not work for Shiva.
Correct.
So each and every one have to find their own edge. I'm not saying that like in Shankar needed to become Shiva as a scalper. No, it can't be. Shankar has a selling capabilities and he understands the nuances, how the selling works and other things. So you will be good at that. I have been doing this as a bread and butter for several years. I know the nook and corner of how the scalping was, but it took me several years. Similarly, each of them will have their own edge. Just we needed to find the edge similar to the way I found out the stop loss strategy, which has been working for me. This stop loss strategy has been amazing for me because when I know beginning of the day, I'm playing with the profit which I earned yesterday, then it gives me a complete freedom to go and take a trade when the opportunity is available. Otherwise, 90% of the trade, even when the opportunity is available, due to fear, they may not be able to execute it. Because they fear, I lost the trade yesterday. What will happen if I take this trade again now? Yesterday also they came to the same level. They didn't reverse it, it will fall. But today they will come and then they will reverse. Oh no, man, I should have taken the trade. It has gone higher. Once it goes higher, then you will go and buy it at the top. Then, oh shit, man, I should not have done that. Now I have done that. We always tend to react. But imagine if your mind is already clear, you have made money yesterday, play a risk with that. If you're not going to be a risk taker, then the market is not for you. But you need to know when to take a risk and how to take a risk, not to take the complete capital as a risk. That's something which I have understood and then taken some measures on that as well, which has helped me a lot.
Okay. Earlier we had everyday expiries, and now we are having only 2 expiries. How badly it has affected? Is it having a positive or negative impact on your trading style?
Like in one way, I'm happy, one way, I'm sad. The reason why I'm happy is earlier we used to wake up, get ready for every day. Today Fin Nifty, today Bank, Mid Cap Nifty, today Bank Nifty, today Nifty, Sensex on Friday. We used to think and we needed to keep on doing it. I am a guy who always loved to work on one or two instruments. So even when there was like weekly expiries and came in, I was still focusing mostly on the Bank Nifty, and then Sensex came in, Sensex, because of the higher index value. Scalpers always love volatility, and these indexes give you the volatility. If you're looking at from the seller's perspective, yes, they might be feeling really bad because they had some amazing instruments which would have given them like an everyday decay, and they could have. Now the decay is not happening the way it needed to, and whatever the what is a you name a strategy, nothing is going to work in this market because it is so erratic without the volume. Yes, the volumes have gone down, and everyday expiry has not affected as much because I've also like cut down my trading a lot in the last few years. Earlier, I used to be a trader. If you ask me till 2021, I would not have missed a day. Between 2017 to 2021, every day, no matter what, whether I'm feeling sick or whatever it is, 9 o'clock, I'll be there in front of the system. That's the way I was. And I was addicted to trading at that time. After like in the work and other things, and when you get matured, then you will realize, okay, there is something which is beyond the trading world as well. Trading is not the only cup of tea which you needed to be there. There are plenty of other things which we needed to enjoy in life and as well. But that's when like I started to explore. And when you're more calm and relaxed, when you're trading at your own pace, then trading is a lot more fun. For me, that has become like that actually. So I don't regret that there is only one or two. Even now, I feel really good. The reason is, as long as there is nothing on Friday, it is a long weekend for me. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So earlier we used to have that. Once Sensex came and people started to like and say we needed to trade for Sensex and other things.
Correct.
Now that the Sensex is moved and we have only like in 2 days, Tuesday and Thursday, it's a happy hunting ground actually. So you don't need it to trade on every day, and trade when you require. And if you are able to get that mindset, I think you will enjoy the trading.
I wanted to talk about backtesting because in recent times there was a lot of platforms providing backtesting opportunities for option selling and even for option buying. And since ChatGPT has come, people are easily backtesting. Even from a non-coding background, people are able to get the codes from ChatGPT and they are backtesting it in TradingView. Now, my question is, can scalping be backtested?
Some of the strategies what we use has been backtested and done, but the important question is 90% of the backtested results and everything, if you would have gone into the live markets, it would not have yielded results. The way it would have given like a 200%, 300% over a multiple year, things have been evolving and changing very rapidly. What has worked a few years back will not work here now, this year.
True.
So the same is going to be happening in the future as well. Even the same, like, and as I told you, Bank Nifty earlier, I used to look for 250K volume, but nowadays we are hardly getting 20K. Then I needed to change my patterns according to it, adapt to the way it is, and evolve according to that. If I'm not doing it, then I may not be able to survive. So whatever the backtesting results, which has given the results, it may not give you now. But only thing which can give you the results is you might tweak a bit. You needed to add some more masala to it, and then yes, it can. Currently, with so much of AI and everything, whether is it going to be giving you the picture in the real world? No. Trading has become a lot more difficult compared to earlier days, and traders who are handling with large capital, who know how to deploy their capital very efficiently, those are the ones who are surviving. I know the data which is coming out. So every 10 traders, we are only seeing 2 traders or 3 traders who are making money. 7 traders are literally losing out.
True.
And that trend is going to continue as well. But in the long run, it may improve, but only the people who are going to be sticking around in the market for a long time, they will be able to survive. Others, yes, you might see a lot of wind of change which is going to be happening. People will be coming and going and then coming back again after some time based on the capital available, similar to the way we also came in the past. So that will be continuing to happen.
So now a lot of algo trading platforms have been launched. So have you tried algo trading? Have you tried automating your scalping trades?
Yes, we in fact have like in close to 12, 13 odd strategies which we share actually. So we have automated a few of the strategies, but we have not given the algos for the public due to the SEBI consultation paper and so on. With the SEBI coming out clear instructions this year, hopefully like and once we have the clear guidelines for the whitelisted and the blacklisted, then we may come up with our product also sometime this year or early next year. That's the plan.
Okay. Now, due to this, daily expiry has been removed by exchange. We can see a lot of traders trying their luck in cryptocurrencies. So, have you tried the cryptocurrencies, and what are your thought on people who are moving from Indian market to cryptocurrencies?
Okay, I think if you look at it, the experience or the senior pros are still sticking around in the trading world. Yes, some of the fin influencers, some of the other influencers have been like in promoting a lot of cryptos and other thing. That is some space which I will never explore. Maybe like something which I don't understand, I don't want to get into because that is something which I still unable to figure. Because here at least we have an underlying asset and other things. For what reason you're like buying a bitcoin, or what reason you're trading a bitcoin as like an index which can fall 50-60% in a single day, and some of the cryptos have fallen almost 90 or 100% in a single day. On what basis these guys are buying, what basis they are selling, it's only like a god knows. Yes, the blockchain technology is a different ball game altogether. That's like a total one. But if you are someone who doesn't know anything about the blockchain and wanted to only trade similar to the way you trade in the Nifty and the Banknifty futures, then God save you. Crypto is something which I will never venture or nor I will be associated with. In the past, there have been some lot of lucrative offers came in. You needed to promote, you needed to do this video, that, and other things. And you have seen like in the people who promoted and how it has backfired for several. And that is something which I don't think I will ever do that.
So, a lot of aspiring traders, they are losing money in the markets. They are scared of entering into markets, but they are having a small hope by looking at you doing quick scalps. They are getting some hopes like we can survive in the market by doing at least scalping. For a aspiring trader who wanted to try options trading, who wanted to try scalping, who wanted to take up trading as a full time job, what you would advise?
Okay, first and foremost, yes, many would be looking at us. We all share our knowledge and the trading ideas and other things purely because there need to be some hope. Okay, if not 10 out of 10, all 10 will succeed. Even if 3 or 4 is able to succeed, then that is something a big change which we have done. Earlier, if you remember, trading never used to be that much in the South India. Okay, it always used to be in the pockets of Gujarat, Mumbai, and then some pockets in Rajasthan, some pockets here and there in Hyderabad, and some cities in Chennai. But if you look at after 2017, 2018, things have changed. Once like in some of the discount brokers came into the picture, things have changed rapidly. And once the internet became available during the COVID, things have changed rapidly. And now even tier 2, tier 3 cities have started, people started trading. And when those people, even when I travel like in far interiors, we now, hey Shiva sir, how are you? We know, we saw your videos and nothing. That really, like earlier, we never used to see all those people. Now, even in interiors, these guys are watching YouTube videos, they are looking at learning. And even if they are able to make 500 or 100 rupees every day, that's a big money for them.
True.
Okay. So, what I would sincerely say is, don't try to think just because Shiva is able to do it, I will also be able to do it. Shiva has taken at least 15, 20 years to reach this level. People who are looking at, like in even whatever the content which we share as a training material and another thing, once you learn, don't think that you will be able to replicate Shiva or Shankar the next day itself. That's not going to happen. You have to go through the grind. Maybe what took me 10 or 15 years might take 4 5 years. Only thing which I'm trying to do is reduce your learning curve, but you have to experience yourself in the market. People ask me, Shiva, shall I do paper trade and then like do all these things? In paper trade, I always make money, but in real trades, I don't. Because in real trades, your human emotions comes into the picture. In paper trade, doesn't. That's the reason. If you are a trader, don't do paper trading. Do it with one lot. See how consistent you are over a period of 3 to 6 months or 1 year. Then increase it. Don't increase from 1 lot to 10 lot. Increase from 1 to 2 lots. See how you're faring because every period will be a market cycle. something working this year may not work next year. So if you are going to be like in suddenly increasing, 90% of the traders done that. Shiva, last 3 months was amazing with the 2 lots. So I thought like instead of doing what 2 lots, I got all the funds from my friends and relatives. Now I'm trading with 20 lakhs, but somehow I lost around 10 lakh within a month. He may be like able to decode the last 3 months price action and market action and everything, but the next 3 months the market action would have completely gone to a different toss. So you may not have understood that. That's the reason you would have lost it. If you would have not added that much of lots, his losses would have been very small. You would have been still be able to manage it. But once you make a big loss, your cycle runs behind that to recover the loss. In that process, 90% of the traders quit the market because some or the other way, they will not have the money to support the family and support the trading. And anyone who wanted to become a full-time trader, never ever jump into it unless and until you have sufficient money for you to go run your family for the next 5 years. Even a single paisa, if you don't earn money from the markets, your family should not be asking you that I needed to pay this bill, give me money. They should be self-dependent with all the money that they have. They shouldn't even be looking at you for any funds. Plus, even if you are making a loss after a couple of years, couple of attempts, you are not able to make money, you should be ready to go back to your original profession. Don't think that you needed to carry the trading till deathbed even if you are making a loss. No. Yes, you cannot easily discontinue it, but if there is an opportunity where you do not have the money to run, then don't stick to it and don't try to borrow or take loans to trade in the market. That's the biggest mistake many aspiring traders are doing it. Please do not take any money or borrow any money from anyone and trade in the markets. That's my simple request, actually.
Okay. So, right from Trump getting elected as a president and FIAs are selling continuously in Indian markets, where do you see Indian markets in next 6 months and where do you see yourself in next 6 months?
Next 6 months to 1 year, it is going to be a challenging environment, not only for Indian markets, across the global markets. There has never been an area where all the asset classes rally together. This was the last 2 years. If you have seen, the gold rallied, the crypto rallied, the equity markets rallied, even the crude rallied, everything rallied. And now currently we are seeing like somewhere the bond yields and other things. Imagine, history says if the dollar index has gone above 95, always the FIs are not going to be making money, and that is the reason they will be selling Indian markets or the emerging markets. And that has been happening. Once the dollar index crossed 95, they've been continuously selling, relentless selling for the last 3 years. And the dollar index is not even coming down. Imagine from an US foreign investor's perspective. If I'm able to make much more money in my home country, why should I be coming and investing here when the dollar is stronger there? Okay, so that's the reason they will be deploying in the developed economies. What will be happening now is there will be a period similar to the boom. There will be a period where the people who came into the bull market, they all needed to see a consolidation market. They all needed to see a bad market. That kind of a phase has not set in for the people who came in after COVID. They would have seen like in a 15-20% correction, but nobody have seen like in a 40 or 50% correction, which will be making the separate the men from the boys. So you will see those things happening in the next 1 year, wherein you will see the boys getting out and the men will be standing tall, which will be happening. On a personal front, like trading has taken a backseat. Yes, I've started diversifying my fund and I'm investing in various other things as well, in some startups as well. In terms of investing, for me, a simple rule. Whenever the market falls like in 5%, I go deploy my cash 5% in the market. When it falls 10%, I go deploy. That doesn't mean I will wait for 100% fall to happen, but I will be looking at the Nifty PE ratios whenever it is coming to a comfortable level. Currently, it is somewhere around 20, 22 odd levels. If it is coming anything below 15, I'll be a happy buyer. If it is coming below 10, I will go beg, borrow, steal, whatever the money that I can put it in the market, forget it for the next 5-10 years. That can give you the multipliers which I missed out in 2007-8, which I will be looking for. In 2020, yes, I have a regret because I was looking at the 2008 pattern, the W pattern, but 2020 was a V pattern.
Correct.
And not even a V, it went like in a beyond the V. correct? So nobody expected that. But market gives you an opportunity, lot of opportunities, and age is just a number. So keep praying that like you will be able to decode it one day, and then keep being there.
So we are done with this podcast. So we are having quick rapid fire questions for you, and you have to answer it spontaneously. So which is your favorite trading book?
I normally don't read books, but recently I got one book for my son because he wanted to get into the markets. The Reminiscence of Stock Operator, something which is about Jesse Livermore.
Biggest loss in a day?
50?
50 lakh.
50. 50.
Okay. Biggest profit in a day?
Maybe around, I don't remember that because that came out of luck.
Okay.
That is purely because when the China devaluation happened on that previous day, for some reason I bought plenty of puts. I think the next day the Chinese markets tanked 5% and every market's fallen in the morning. And I think I made around 40 or something actually with a small quantity. But the biggest regret on that particular day is at that particular day when the market opened, the put prices went into the upper circuit. Okay, and then got frozen. I thought there is not going to be any more, and there were only buyers were there, no sellers were there,
Okay.
and I was having the quantity.
Okay.
I just sold it. I sold it. I opened. I bought it at around 30 odd bucks. It opened at around 200 or something, and within 40-50 minutes, it went to 500. How we would have felt that if you could have, because out of panic, because I thought already I'm making 5-10x kind of a returns, but why should I keep holding it? I thought there is not going to be buyers from here. We never knew that all those things because we have not seen that, right?
True.
So when we have seen that, then oh no man, I should have held on to it another 15-20 minutes. That would have been the biggest day.
So favorite trading destination?
Been to Maldives and did then trading on the beach, which has been amazing.
Okay. Which trader you would like to trade together alongside you?
That's an interesting one.
Any option seller?
Yeah, I have done a lot of live trading events actually with a lot of sellers, but maybe I wanted to see a couple of more because I always had a dream that we wanted to have at least 100 scalpers in a room sitting together and trading together. If that happens, then I would be happy.
Okay. So coffee or tea, which one you prefer while trading?
Always coffee.
And one favorite indicator, only one.
VWAP.
And you prefer breakout trading or mean reversion trading?
Breakout.
Okay. So you are from Chennai. Now you are settled in Bangalore. So CSK or RCB?
Heart
you-
says CSK, mine says RCB.
And you are wearing yellow color t-shirt as well. So we will take it CSK.
Yeah, you can, but in between there are some red as well. You can consider for the RCB.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thanks team for having me here. And I hope this podcast helps your participants and listeners actually.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So that's it. So today's episode was very, very interesting with Mr. Sivakumar Jayachandran. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. If you have any queries to ask with Mr. Shiva, you can post it in the comment section. So see you all in another good episode. Until then, signing off. Thank you. Bye.